Welcome back to the North Florida Sports Networks. It's just one, and hoops, there it is.
Hoops, there it is, my man.
63, 62.
Always good to get those midweek wins.
What did I say? Hammer the over, right?
Yeah. Boy, that was a
dynamite.
Man, that was a display of bricklaying out there in that second half.
It was, man. Refs weren't calling anything.
No.
Both sides, though.
10 free throws total for the whole game.
Wow. That's incredible.
Got to be a record low.
You know, I thought that it would be reverse on this road trip. I thought they would lose this game and win the Louisville game, but they did the complete opposite. I still think
they stole this game, man.
Yeah, they stole this game. Boston College is better team in Louisville.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's funny is BC.
Darren Green Jr. needs to make that free throw at the end because they got the ball. They got the ball in the hands of the guy they wanted to, and he missed the front end of the 1-and-1. But that
right. Both. I think he missed both 1-and-1 attempts on the front end.
Again,
2 of 4 shooting. 2 of 4 on the night.
Free throw shooting will lose you ball games. It lost them the ball game against the North Carolina Tar Heels, and damn near lost you this game. But Florida State was able to hold on and keep their head above water in terms of 500. They're now 13-9.
We still got postseason and
7-4, tied for fourth in the ACC.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like you look at the overall record and you kind of figure there's no way for NCAA tournament. But if you finish in that top 4 of the ACC, you get that first round bye.
Right. Well, you don't worry about at large. You're not going at large.
No. You're talking about thinking it is maybe winning the tournament realistic if you get lucky. You got to get hot. I mean, you're not.
Yeah. And you got to get that 4 seed.
Yeah, you got to get
that top 4 seed so you can limit the amount of games having to play.
Of course. Yeah.
So
that's the only shot you have.
And right now they still have a shot. They're in the 4th place.
Right. But bigger picture, you lose this game. Now you start looking at the NIT actually being like a toss-up.
Yeah.
Which would suck.
Right.
What looked like a really promising step forward for the team coming off last year.
Well, this is the ACC
stall out.
I like what the commenter said. I forgot who his name was. I'm sorry. But
that's all right. He's forgettable.
He did say the ACC was being undervalued, but I think he's on the ACC network. What do you expect?
Right.
I mean, but I agree though. In this, I think it is. I think it's polarized. I think overall here, maybe a little cannibalization here, but I think it's worthy of 4 or 5 teams to make it. Now, whether you saw it tonight, Clemson went on the road and beat North Carolina. Okay, as a team that you thought was the mainstay of the conference.
Clemson is going to be
Florida
the team.
State just hang with North Carolina. If it wasn't for free throws and officiating,
right,
they win that game.
Right.
So you're talking about I'm not saying that as a diss on North Carolina, which I think is a tournament team. I'm just saying I think this conference is deeper than just Duke and North Carolina.
Yeah. Well, I think at most they'll probably ACC might get 4 teams in.
Well, they need it. That was more of just a polarizing take at the time because of the cannibalization. But it can be that when it comes to these resumes, when it comes to comparing them against other conferences at this time of year.
Well, something to consider also is basketball, college basketball isn't the draw that college football is, but it's clearly number 2.
Right.
And it's still the same 2 conferences that are number 1 and 2 in terms of network deal
Wow.
and money being put into each and every member school.
In terms of this game tonight, hoops, there it is tonight, by a thread.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to give it away. Let's go to the stats. Jameer Watkins was your lead scorer with 10.
That tells you all you need to know. The only Noel in 10. Double figures.
10
points.
Yeah. Darren Green Jr. had 8, a chance to go to double figures, but missed the front end of that last one-on-one. But those are tough free throws. Baba Miller, 5 points.
Yeah, rough night shooting for Baba. I will say Jaylen Warley
had 6.
6 points,
a big clutch basket at the end.
6 rebounds.
The game-winning hoop, it turned out to be, which should have been an and one. I mean, it looked like he got hit midair, wrapped it around, went under, had some spin on the ball, and still finished. It was a great, I mean, he does this. You know, he shows his ability. He has these blasts where he's like, dang.
Yeah.
You can see why he's highly touted.
If he was a better finisher at the rim,
and he's going to
he would get more calls. He gets no calls. No calls.
That was a foul if I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
And how did that not get called?
There are two things, man. Number one, he's 6'7". He's bigger than a lot of the guys he's driving against because he's, there's guards that are up against him, smaller guys. He gets into the lane and he misses shots, but he doesn't finish. Like refs.
Well, he finished that one.
Yeah, refs are just like.
And I can see that. Like, if you're allowed to just foul him, but man, he finished anyway. That was the winning basket, and he delivered, getting fouled, not being called, and made it anyway to provide the Seminoles the points needed to get out of Dodge.
Right.
With the 1 point win.
That's the one thing about Warley. His jump shot, it is what it is at this point.
There's a reason why he's starting.
Yeah. And I think it's just finishing at the rim. If you got, you remember, Trent Forrest's ugly shot, dude.
His ability.
But his ability to finish and get to the rim and to finish and get the and one.
He doesn't have the consistency.
Yeah, it's not consistent enough. Hopefully it continues to get there. I mean, dude, he played.
I like the hit. He stepped up, though. Yeah. He stepped up he was the bright side of the Louisville game. He was the
He's been better all season.
Star.
He's been better all season.
Right. He just has a little trouble with the shot, a little bit.
Yeah.
But
the offensive end is
he
lacking.
missed a big wide open 3. I'm sure he'll look at the tape. He won't like that, but
I'm honestly, man, I'm fine with him not even taking those threes as long as you just work on finishing at the rim
because he was open and
you can get to the rim.
I like the 3-point shot he took. I don't think it was forced. I think he was in control of the offense. I like his demeanor. He looks to take more of a leadership role. Maybe that's who Ham was talking about when he questioned the leadership. And he was questioning who's going to step up. Not necessarily that they're a bad guy, but I think he was more of the line just calling out
the reins.
Right. Just saying that, hey, somebody needs to step up. You guys are cool. Everybody's chilling. But who's going to just get us fired up here? Who's going to galvanize us together?
Right. Well, and sometimes you got to sacrifice some things to get a guy like that on your roster. Sometimes you're not going to be able to get a guy that has that leadership, that fire in him that's going to be 6'5" and plays guard. Maybe he's only 6'1".
I want to see Bo Bowen play more.
Yeah, I think Bo Bowen and Corin are at this point.
He's a freshman.
I'm not 100% why Deontay Green starts.
But Nickelberry is solid too. I mean, I'm not against him playing more either. I'm really not.
Yeah. I mean, everybody had their moment tonight, but
Deontay Green, he had 4 points, but 0 rebounds, 0 assists. And he looks
bigger deal is 0 rebounds.
Right. And you saw the last game, he kind of loses cool.
Well, he had
travel, he had a turnover tonight.
Yeah. You got 2 other options out there. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe he's on the floor for defensive reasons.
Starts.
Yeah, he starts.
Maybe there's a change coming.
Maybe. I mean, we traditionally the 6th and 7th man have always been like starters anyway.
Right. But
I like what Bowen has, man. I like Corn and Bowen coming off the bench both give you a huge boost. I just, man, I don't know, man. They need a shooter.
Need more rebounds too. I mean, only
it was just an ugly game, man.
I mean,
refs didn't want to be there.
Thank goodness for Jaylen Warley though, and Jameer. Those are the guys who are rebounding you the ball.
They're
the ones gathering the ball.
That's what I'm saying. The 6 rebounds for Jaylen Warley were huge.
Now you had Jameer Watkins with 6 rebounds, and you had Jaylen Warley with 6 rebounds, and it seems to be
and he had 5 of those rebounds within the first 10 minutes of the first half.
That's every night, and that's just the dog in him, man. And I'm not seeing it out of the bigger guys. I'm not seeing that same tenacity.
Yeah, it was a rough game. I think Bubba's had a rough road trip.
He did have 3. He had 3 boards.
He did.
He had a steal. And he had a block.
He had a couple. He had a couple moments, man. It's the consistency with a lot of guys.
We'll see. But most importantly is you got the win in a game that you had to have. Taz Kelly III was Boston College
after a brutal loss.
Yeah,
like
a brutal loss.
It can't be like just. It can't be ignored, man. Like that has an effect on the team.
Yeah.
It wasn't, what was it, 3 days ago?
Yeah.
2 days
Saturday
ago?
night. It was a late Saturday night.
Yeah.
That had to wear on them.
So you got
it. And it looked like, oof.
They came out like ready to go, man.
Would have been a heartbreaking loss.
Yeah. And the way you started and
almost lost it. It was 19-2.
Yeah.
Started out 19-2. You held on. I mean, we're holding on. This team's not,
you faced 2 different opponents. You faced a team in Louisville that was just athletically they could match you, and that kid, man, he had just an historic night. Whatever.
10 points for Jameer Watkins, 6 rebounds, 3 steals, 3 blocks. I mean, come on, blocks. Man. Let's
last
talk
block
about
was
Jameer
huge.
Watkins for a second.
Yeah, he's been the player that
the big, bright, shining star of this season has been none other than Jameer Watkins.
Right.
I mean, if you can look at anything so far this season, has been like, wow, this kid is a budding star.
Look,
and I want him next year.
Right. I mean, I think he's.
We'll see.
Hopefully,
got another year.
Hopefully, man. I mean, college basketball is so much different now, but.
Yeah, but he had a name. He can establish his name now. He can be the preseason hyped up guy.
Yeah.
He's never been that, so he could have a chance.
I don't think anybody who has eligibility left on the team should think about foregoing that and trying to play professional basketball. But again, that's just me. So yeah. And I thought something was interesting during the broadcast. Commentator made a note that Leonard Hamilton told him he has 3 7-footers next year. So that was interesting to me. I assume
why so?
Well, I assume Bob Miller was one of them. I mean, counting him as a 7-footer. He's 6'11" or whatever. But the other 2.
Yeah.
I
like it.
I like it.
I like it.
I like it.
I like it. Well, it's a big win for the Noles to keep the momentum going. I know that the NCAA tournament is just a pipe dream.
Yeah, I mean,
but it's good to have that.
You got to win
everybody's still
the
striving
ACC tournament.
for that.
Yeah, of course.
And you want to try to be playing the best that you.
Well, you go out there to win every night, man.
Right? And you can only do that by having a winning record, and keeping this. And I think right now the as a fan, if you're watching the games, is to finish top 4 in the ACC.
Yeah,
that's the goal.
Yeah.
That's something that
13-9, man. You're 13-9. We won 9 games last year. Because I think if you would have won the Lipscomb, if you beat Lipscomb and you beat Georgia, which you should have won, and I argue that they would have won if the team was full strength and they had the complement of their roster entitled as they should have been based on the whole field. Right. Well, that
being said, you didn't come into conference play giving yourselves any favors with a 500 record.
Yeah.
You've done nothing but improve that in conference play, but you have to give yourself the best opportunity to win the tournament, I guess. And if you get a top 4 seed, it looks like you're going to make the NIT as well, I would say. Right?
Right.
Regardless of even if you go one and done.
I mean, you finish top 4 in the ACC, you're gonna be in the NIT.
I think that's something that needs to be
for a team that won
galvanized.
9 games last season.
Right, the worst season in program history.
Right,
which is almost shocking to even say.
And started the season with, already down a man.
Right,
Primo getting held out.
This team's better.
Corin breaks his toe. Fletcher out for the season. Even the NIT would be an accomplishment.
Yeah.
And again, some guys need to come back. You come back, you add a couple pieces. You get back in the tournament.
That's right. Basketball is so much easier to flip over.
Give Coach Ham one last ride. Be nice, man. I'm just glad they were able to hold on to this one.
Yep.
How about UNC getting beat at home?
Clemson with the big road win.
I'm telling you, man, they're a tournament team.
They really are. And that's what I was saying when you talk about the ACC only getting 2 teams. I'm like, what about Clemson?
They got.
I saw them they looked like a good team. I mean, they maybe some bad losses, but the conference of Virginia's getting some stuff together.
Yeah, I think overall Virginia is playing
the conference
really well right
should
now.
Get 4 teams to 5 maybe. It should.
It should. I'm saying 3, maybe 4 max.
I think it's underrated.
But it's going to be those 4. It's going to be UNC, Duke, Virginia, Clemson. Those are going to be the 4 teams that are already being talked about, singled out. Like, those are the only ones that got a shot outside of somebody making, going
Virginia
undefeated.
Tech.
Yeah, undefeated.
You got your outliers like a Virginia Tech, like a Wake Forest, Florida State.
Virginia Tech's done. They got beat by Miami. That was it. Yeah. Miami got beat by Virginia. That was
Miami, man. All the hype coming in this year.
Yeah. Well, they've had some injury luck.
I will say they're not as a lot of intrigue to the conference tournament.
They're not as good. They lost Wong and Miller, and they didn't replace them with guys that were as good.
Right.
Yeah. It's hard to replace NBA guys.
Yep.
I said, hey,
Super Bowl.
That's right.
Your Niners, man.
Got no shot. What's the line? I know they're not still favored. That was just the dumbest thing ever. Like,
I can't believe they were favored to start out with.
Hold on. Hold on. I don't see a line on it. Oh, it's 1.5. Niners favored by 1.5.
Wow.
Right, that might happen. They might win by 1.5. They're not going to win. They're going to lose by at least 10.
So you're giving Patrick Mahomes a 1.5? Take it to the bank is what you're saying, right?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Kidding me?
We'll preview that game.
Yeah. I got my thoughts.
And we'll do that next time. Right here on the North Florida Sports Network.
Can't believe they arrested Killer Mike, man. That's some bullshit.
we had to go. Our ride was here. We got a shuttle to our